This week I would like to take a momentary break. Just a small break from being the One Piece TCG podcast, right?
Yeah, to take a thing from my brother and me. Our TCG podcast is the podcast within the podcast.
Right. So in order to not do that as we've been doing it very consistently for the last month, instead, I am here to let you know that I have just finished my first playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3.
Nice.
And the funniest fucking thing about it, right? I'm going to go to Steam right now. I have I think I have 110 hours.
Oh my god. Yes.
Mind you, when I play, sometimes I'll just get up and do something else or whatever. Yeah. It's a single player game, who cares? Whatever the fuck. But my save was missing, by the time I got to my last save in that playthrough, I think it was at 85 hours instead of 115 or something. And so that would mean that let's call it 115 at the time. I lost, quote unquote, 30 hours of gameplay.
Oh god.
Right. Now, there, like I said, there's nuance to that. I'll just be doing other shit sometimes and just leave it running. I'll go back 2 hours if I have to. I'll just bite the bullet and be oh, okay, this is the conclusion of doing it this way. I'm going to go back and do it this other way. So, okay. A couple of ground rules. I don't particularly like RPGs. If there is not enough balance between narrative and your gameplay options, or as an alternative, what you can do as a character, then I don't fucking care, right?
Yeah.
Because Pokemon, the most bare bones archetypical RPG that exists, right? But with Pokemon, by and large, your verbs are explore and meet eyes with someone so you can battle. Yes. Right? And while combat is an integral part to Baldur's Gate, I wouldn't say that your verbs are just limited to explore and kill.
Yeah.
There's so much nuance, and it's nuance that I'm used to because how many 5th edition games have I tried DMing?
Quite a bit.
Right? 4?
Enough to where you've DM'd enough to where you and Billy are lords of 5e.
Yeah. And Billy will be much more consistent about the mechanical side of stuff. And I did not know how bad the lore fruit that I hold goes.
The lore fruit.
It was the kind of thing where so of all things, I got a post-credit cutscene, right?
Yeah.
And it was this I feel for most players, they'd be wait, what the fuck does this mean? For me, I was instantly, I understand everything. I understand so much that I understand things that the devs have never said and probably will never say. I was in the writing room.
Yeah.
I was teleported.
Yeah, because I remember you talking about it. Wasn't the I won't spoil anything, but wasn't it a callback to the original deep D&D lore?
So D&D lore comes in a few different flavors. The meta context of D&D the Wizards of the Coast lore, right, is D&D wasn't Wizards of the Coast until 97, I want to say. It might have been 99. Before that, it was all Gary Gygax and his group of milquetoast assholes, right? These guys, my understanding is they sucked, but like at the very least they could write. They could write their like honky fantasy shit, right? Like there wasn't like too much to it. But there was still like a sense of cohesion and consistency. Wizards of the Coast gets their fucking mitts on the property, and the first thing they do is try to retcon everything.
Holy shit.
And it like, holy fuck, I hate them. I hate them so much. Bleep, 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 Wizards of the Coast, bleep, bleep, bleep. Like, it's something that I actually get very deeply affected about. But something that might be like a little more tangible to people who don't know, people who have lives. 5th edition has been the most, like, has been getting a lot of good support. A lot of people have been like, okay, you know what? We'll stick with this. Not as many people. Like, 5th edition got people to ditch 3.5.
Yeah, and 3.5 for the longest time was like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like,
bro, since 2005 or something.
Dude, yeah, I remember us trying 4 and then quickly going back to
4 was
3.5.
something. Like 4 was definitely, I don't fucking know. But
4
like,
was 4.
a lot, like, you're familiar with the mechanics of D&D thanks to all of our attempts, right?
Yeah.
What do you know about like the lore?
Like absolutely nothing.
For sure. So, that's the case with most people. And that's something that's like no fault of their own, because like I said, Wizards of the Coast kind of just shit the fucking bed.
Yeah.
And now 5th edition, they're just stuck reintroducing things that were introduced in 2nd edition lore-wise.
Yeah.
So, 5th edition takes place loosely 1400 DR is what they call the fucking years. There's a lot of, whatever, 1400 DR to 1500 DR. We don't know what's going to happen. There's rumors that in 2024 there's going to be either a 6th edition or a revised 5th edition. Either way, I'm just gonna keep my eyes out, like, and see what's up. But lore-wise, that's where 5th edition stands, right?
Yeah.
3rd through 4th edition are from like 12-ish, more concretely 1300-ish to 1400.
Yeah.
All of the retcon took that like 100 years. And so much fucking happened in the lore. It is a fucking mess. But the things I read, right, are from 2nd edition. More specifically, there's so there was Dungeons and Dragons, and then there's Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. This is for people who played way too much every weekend with the same consistent group of friends because they all lived in the same godforsaken suburb, right?
Hell yeah.
And AD&D 2E has so much interesting stuff. Relevant to Baldur's Gate 3 would be the Spelljammers, which is the space stuff that I fucking painstakingly, like, researched and tried to port into 5th edition. And then 4 years later, Wizards of the Coast was like, hey, here you go. But they only fucking included the first scenario in everything else. I know the rest of the Spelljammer lore. Wizards just said, we're not going to deal with this right now. And I think they're fucking cowards, okay? People have been with
They
5th
are.
edition so long. If what happens in 2024 isn't a revision on 5th edition, like, I'm going to be a little mad. Because, like, we need, like, level 12 plus adventures.
Yeah.
From Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, especially because, like, I mean, they even have to know, right? Like, I feel like they'd be stupid to not know the landscape of their property and stuff. Because, like, I mean, ever since COVID, obviously, like, Warhammer, like D&D, like, those things got super big. And it's like, with especially with like Critical Role and stuff, like, especially Critical Role, everybody started getting into, like, oh, let's run, like, my own campaign, like custom campaigns and stuff. Yeah. And I mean, like, people still buy, like, the D&D, like, the adventure books just to have it, but it's like, if they don't, like, I don't know, my thing is, if they don't, like, redo some, like, rebalance some of their, like, revise, like, their 5e, like a 5.5e or something, like, right, there's, I don't know, they have to, they can't be that stupid. They have to know that, like, there are so many different systems there's so many different RP systems, like, that exist now that are, like, either fan made or, like, from other companies, or, like, just, like, there's so many different D&D type games that you can find online with, like, different systems, different mechanics, like, some of them simplified it, dude. like
I don't know if you remember last year when there was they were fucking around too hard, and they found out that, like, oh, if you, like, change TOS on us, we're straight up never playing D&D again. And
they wanted to change.
I don't remember what it was.
Oh, I'd have to look this up.
Oh, it was like
sure
TOS.
It was like, you can't, like, make, or you can't, like, make content. It was basically, you can't make content with the ID or something like that.
Right.
Like, it still belongs to Wizards, but it's
SRD, like, the system, the core system mechanic, right? And the core system, like, rules, those are open source. So it was an edit on the open source license of that. And
the OGL, the open game license, they wanted to monetize it. And it's like, I mean, it was kind of, I guess, similar to what's going on now with Unity, where they're, like, trying to almost exactly, where they're trying to, like, monetize on it. And it's like, okay, if you look at the most micro, like, not looking at anything else, only one specific thing under the microscope, like, the bigger companies should get charged a little more during the runtime fee. Yeah. For using Unity, as opposed to, like, the guy who's using the free version to make the One Piece TCG sim. Like, that makes sense to me. And then you zoom just a little bit out, and it's like, oh, no, it's just a blanket. Like, we're charging everybody, screw you. And it was kind of the same thing for the OGL. Like, they completely, Wizards of the Coast, like, shat the bed on that one. They were like, like, anybody who uses our system and, like, tries to monetize it, like, they owe us compensation. And it's like, dude, like, we're running, like, your system, but, like, a custom, like, we're running our own story. Like, you're gonna monetize my story that I wrote using your system? And they're like, yeah, we'll do that.
I shit you not. Right before that came out, I was like, okay, I was working on this campaign that, like, some randos on Reddit were looking for a DM, and I was like, okay, cool, I got an idea. And out of just, like, not really meshing with them, and also me moving out of Japan, I kind of ghosted them. I do feel, like, a little bad. I 100% ghosted them. Yeah. But, like, I was taking a 3rd edition, it was a 3.5e thing. And I was thinking of, like, porting over the, like, setting, and then just being, like huge, like, I was gonna make my own, like, D&D lore compliant fucking adventure book.
Yeah.
for specifically sigil it's like a planescape setting. I had that shit on fucking lock. Damn. And then the OGL shit happened and I was like, okay, actually never mind. Dog, have you heard of GURPS?
Yeah, I remember you told me about GURPS. I feel like it was like a couple months ago. I mean, my sense of time might be fucked, but I remember you telling me about GURPS, and I was like intrigued because I was like, that sounds sick.
It's just D&D, but like somewhat less math.
Yeah,
is my understanding of it. But I just avoided it because the name seemed a little silly.
Yeah.
But OGL in Jeopardy, immediately I was like, okay, fuck that. And I always have Powered by the Apocalypse in my back pocket. Like
hey, D&D ain't that bad. Wizards of the Coast happens, or Hasbro happens. OGL, like, hey, man, I've been with GURP since day one, bro.
Yeah. and like, shouts out to you bringing up that, like, genuinely, this is Hasbro.
Yeah.
Like, Hasbro behind the scenes, like, hey, like, more money, chop.
Yeah, because you have to remember that, like, Hasbro owns... I mean, oh god, I'm gonna delve into some nerd shit, but, like, Hasbro owns, like, Wizards of the Coast, and Hasbro... I mean, to some extent, I'm sure Wizards of the Coast is somewhat at fault, too.
Without a doubt.
But for, like, Magic cards, like, there's a great YouTube channel for Magic. I don't even play that much Magic, but Tolarian Community College is like a really good YouTube channel for Magic. They have like a series where they play Commander, and it's just basically a podcast of them just like shooting the shit, like playing like a 4-player Commander game.
Bro, that sounds so chill.
But also, like, the main guy knows, he's so knowledgeable, like, the guy who owns the channel, he's so knowledgeable, the professor, about Magic, and he had a video talking about, like, Hasbro basically, like, just, like, oversaturating the Magic market. Like, there was a span of like, 3 months where they were getting, like, 6 different like set releases. Like they had like I forget. I'm forgetting the timeline, but like imagine, because basically what it was is like they had their core set come out, then like a couple weeks later they had the modern set come out, and then a couple weeks later they had like another core set, but it was like the whatever themed, like Lord of the Rings. It was the collab set.
Yeah. They've done so many. Yeah.
They were. It was getting to a point where it was like they were just pumping out set after set, and then like they were trying to release like collector's items. Like, oh, this is for the collector. They released like some set with like, I don't think they released the Power 9. If you don't know about the Power 9, it's like the 9 absolutely strongest cards ever printed in Magic the Gathering, and they're all from like the first set. But they had like I think they had like a reprint. They had like a collector's edition commemorative set with like gold borders on the cards, and if I'm not mistaken, the freaking set cost like, I don't even know how much money it cost. There was a set that cost like, dude, it was like a couple hundred, I believe, for the set. And I was like, dog, this is ridiculous. And so that happened with Hasbro. Hasbro is also, I mean, this is just me being nerdy and petty. If you like American Power Rangers, shout outs to you. But I just feel like they have like bastardized Power Rangers.
Yeah, between them and Haim Saban.
Yeah, so they got the rights to like Power Rangers again, so they're releasing stuff through like Haim Saban and Hasbro. Their collector toy releases are like on the steep free fall decline in quality. And that's like their biggest seller for Power Rangers in like the West. It's like, yo, like get the collectors, like the action figures and like the collectors boxes. Dude, the quality, I follow so many people that like, dude, like every box that comes out is like worse and worse. And And not only that, they're like going on their own now. Like before, if you know lore about Power Rangers, most of their footage would come from the Japanese Super Sentai footage.
Oh, what?
And so their the fight footage in American Power Rangers was the Super Sentai footage, and they would like have access to the suits, and they would write their own story and like coincide the footage with it. For the longest time, that's what they did. Like every single episode was like,
we don't have rock quarries like that. Not in the same amount over in the United States.
Yeah. When they were with Disney, they did in New Zealand, which was hype. But, but like now they're deciding to like go on their own, and I applaud them for going in like new directions and taking their own ideas. Like I think for the first time ever, there's like the main character, the main Red Ranger is a female Red Ranger for like the first time ever, and I'm like, that's cool. Like Power Rangers has like never had that.
No need to like really like hammer down the trope of it being like pink and yellow are the only ones that are like girls. Like that. The Red Ranger's a personality type. It's
an idea.
Damn.
But anyways, Hasbro has just like ruined the merchandising of Power Rangers, and then when it comes to the show, they have just like bastardized it. So now like they're using footage right now. They're using the suits from a season that was like 5 seasons ago in the Sentai. The suits are like the same, but they modified them to like make their own American versions of it. And they're using the Zord footage from like a completely unrelated season. And it's just, they're just mashing all this stuff together, and it's getting to a point. I think that they announced that they're planning, like, this was the last, like, this is going to be the last season that they use Sentai footage. Like, if they go forward from here, they're going to use all their own stuff, which is cool and also frightening. But
yeah, it's going to be a big change, and I know they're just not going to land it. Like, it's not a question of like, oh, let's use the Sentai. Like, it's not a question of principle.
Yeah.
It's a question of we don't fucking trust them to do anything good on their own.
Yeah. Basically, listeners, Hasbro bad.
Hasbro bad. You did veer us into, like, almost talking about TCG, though it wasn't the One Piece one.
Almost.
But, we've narrowly avoided that. All of this to say, Baldur's Gate 3, really good. If you like D&D lore, of course, Baldur's Gate 3 is very good. Larian Studios are the biggest nerds about D&D, so of course they were gonna fucking really take care of it. Can you fuck the bear? Yes. Can you fuck the squid?
Hey.
Yes. Can you fuck everyone? Not at the same time. Sorry. Yeah, do you have to spend 100 hours to beat the game? No. Am I doing a second playthrough? Yes. Is it going to take more than 100 hours this time? Absolutely.
Hell yes.
I think that about covers it. Thankfully, we're not anything that we talked about the last 20 minutes, we don't talk about that for the rest of the podcast, thankfully. Right?
Yeah.
Like, my fucking blood pressure I wouldn't be able to live. The amount of disdain and hate.
Dude, welcome to our second podcast where we talk about Haim Saban and Hasbro.
The two villains of everything. Dude, we gotta find a way to
get Haim Saban on the podcast.
That's insane. No, I was saying, no. You know how the most recent No More Heroes, one of the bad guys is like the EA guy, right?
Yeah.
I think I can write something to make a Hasbro the bad guy.
Yes.
Like, it could be like a company or a guild, something along those lines, and just raw ownership
Hasbro is the world government. Hasbro is the Celestial Dragons.
It is. We're not any of that. We're Paramecia Fancast, a One Piece fancast, where we review the latest chapter of One Piece and have a different One Piece related discussion every single week. My name is Franz.
My name is John, and this week, oh boy, we got a doozy. First off, okay, we have a reader request. So chapter 1093, Luffy versus Kizaru. So already, Oda's just like, yeah, no, it's happening. They're going at it. But this reader request is so cute, but also
it's good.
Like maybe I just never paid enough attention to Kobe, but I'm like, oh yeah, like yeah, Sakazuki did do that to his forehead. Like,
oh yeah.
Like, oh yeah, like he was about to punch him in the face before Shanks intervened. Like, yeah, that's from the lava, isn't it? Like,
oh yeah, this kid almost got fucking, instead of hole in chest, it would have just been no chest, no above waist.
Dude, imagine that your boss tries to assassinate you in front of the workplace, and then you still do such a good job that, like, he has to promote you.
I can somehow easily imagine that.
That's
but
Kobe.
Another interesting revelation in this is our Helmeppo's thing, right?
Yeah.
They're implied to be glasses here, right?
Yeah.
Or like goggles of some sort.
Yeah. Tarsier brothers stealing Kobe and Helmeppo's eyewear by Black Beans. But like, so he had, the one Tarsier has Kobe's goggles, so like, okay. And then the other one has Helmeppo's, like, now maybe I just didn't put as much thought into this when Helmeppo's new design was introduced. But I just assumed, like, oh, he's wearing, like he's blinding himself. Or not blinding himself, but, like, oh, yeah, he just has, you know? Like, oh, he just has, like, I don't know. Like, he just has a thing to, like, I guess not blind himself, but, like, whatever. But I guess they are glasses, like, I guess.
Right. We don't, like, the word, like, eyewear is broad enough where we don't know that these are prescription or anything.
Yeah,
but
I guess they are. It says unshoutouts to the One Piece fandom wiki, but yeah. Let's see. Under the training of Vice Admiral Garp, he became notably taller, more muscular. By the time he progressed to Chief Petty Officer, he started to wear his hair in a broad ponytail covered with white shirt, pale green vest, purple slacks, black gloves, and rather odd-looking black visors over his eyes.
Visor is a good way to put it.
Yeah. I mean, okay, if you want the real thing, like, the first thing I think of when I saw Helmeppo's new design is the final fucking chorus of Zato 1's theme song. It's
yeah. So sweet memories.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he 100% pulled a fucking Zato. But
I'm the shadow always with you. Like he's just Zato 1. He's just like,
dude, like that, dude. That theme song is so good. The whole like drive piles into the earth. It goes so hard and then it stops and then it's just depression time.
Yeah, it's time to fucking cry. But yeah, Zato 1, the Tarsier. He's coming to a Guilty Gear near you. We pick right back up with Luffy just giggling, holding Kizaru. And he's like, so this whole time Kizaru's like, well, this is no good. Now, let's not get carried away. As he's saying that, like, Luffy's winding him up and chucks him.
Like, Kizaru's a great straight man for Luffy in his, like, Nika form.
See, okay. You can let me know what you think. But, like, okay. Kizaru might. He has a smidge of access to the Toon Force. His straight man is funnier. It is more outrageously like pronounced and funnier than like when Rob Lucci was trying to be the straight man in the whole beginning of this arc.
Yes.
Like Rob Lucci just sucks, right? But like Kizaru, as we'll see later, this is like Luffy flings him and he's just flying like, I guess I'm falling towards the ocean with his arms crossed, like just looking like
I loved that so much. You're 100% right. And to like drive the point home,
he's got a little goof to him.
Consider Akainu could never be him. Rob Lucci, never in a million years.
Yeah.
Kizaru's the best one.
Kizaru's got a little goof to him, and I like it. I like it.
Fujitora has some, like, okay, Fujitora has not unlocked his straight man potential. But if he were to consider the great Mr. Magoo.
Yes. If ever Fujitora and Luffy meet back up, which will happen at some point, and Luffy goes Gear 5. Now Oda, come on, work with us here. I'm gonna need Fujitora. I'm gonna need his eyes to bulge out like in Toon form. I know he's blind, but I'm gonna need something so ridiculous to happen that Fujitora for the gag and for a split second gets his eyesight back just so they can bulge out.
And you know what? He would make a comment of like, wait, why did I get my eyesight back?
Yeah.
But like, imagine, okay, Fujitora, if that doesn't happen, Fujitora has the potential of being the only one who could defeat Gear 5th Luffy. Because he cannot witness the Toon-ness.
Oh.
And therefore,
he doesn't know
is just a blind old man in a Toon eat Toon world.
Dude.
Just like Mr. Magoo.
He's immune to Toon.
He's just gonna walk around. Like, Luffy's gonna fucking tear the floor out from, like, the path he's walking, right?
And he's just gonna keep walking?
walking.
Oh my god. Dude, Fujitora might be unstoppable.
Oh man. If someone at Shueisha, if an editor is listening to us, does the big man need help with gags? I don't think he does. Yeah. I would just like to bring certain things to his attention. Give me 30 minutes with the man. We'll give him a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah. Let us give a PowerPoint presentation to Oda on goofs and gaffs.
Yes. We can fucking hit that shit so quick. Like, that's all we need. But
yeah.
Yes. All this to say, Kizaru, great interaction with Luffy.
Yeah, and Luffy's laughing like, ha, look at him fly. And they're like, hurry, let's run for it, while Luffy's holding off Kizaru. And the payoff for this at the end is so good, but Chopper's like, where are you going, Atlas? I'm going down below to take control of the pacifistas again. Otherwise we'll be zapped by their lasers as soon as the barrier's down. That's the best idea, because for the moment, there's no higher authority here than Vegapunk. Whoever controls the pacifistas wins. And I like this about Vegapunk, who's like, I don't know, I feel like for the first time since we've met him, like, we're really seeing like he's trying to, how do I put this? Not a toad, motivated? But like, he's motivated to take responsibility for what he's done, specifically with Bonnie in mind. Because he's like, Atlas, I'll go with you. And they're like, what? You're not allowed to do that. He's like, this whole, like, and he's like, Frankie, listen, Bonnie is down below. He's like, she's alive? Glad to hear it, because Kizaru kicked her right into the barrier, so I was worried. How does a grown man like you let her get kicked?
Damn, fucking Frankie doesn't give a shit. He does apologize.
Yeah.
But Sanji doesn't let him the air to breathe in response. Just on the fucking snail phone, this is Sanji speaking. If Bonnie needs to be rescued, I'm there. And they mention picking up luggage for Vegapunk. So they'll all meet up towards the rear exit of the Labo phase. But before that, we go down to the Fabrio phase. And here we see the Navy trying to deal with the one and only Jewelry Bonnie.
Dude, the old Navy guys are funny, but seeing the toddlers like falling over from the weight of the guns is hilarious.
It's so good. Like, her fruit is so funny.
Yeah.
Oda knows what he's doing.
Oh man. But dude, this scene got me so like, dude, okay, not just cuz he's the new homie in the TCG, but like this moment,
Daddy?
I was like, damn, Sentomaru? Like, bro, that's a homie right there.
Yeah.
Like, Sentomaru, this whole arc has been so real. I love it. They're like, oh, Sentomaru's been burnt to a crisp, and Bonnie remembers, like, oh, like Sentomaru. We get a flashback of when she hits the barrier and she falls, Sentomaru catches her, and he's like, Bonnie, run before the Navy gets here. And, like, he lets her escape. And it's like, dude, like, oh my god. Dude, him standing there is evoking the freaking, like, nothing happened energy. Like,
yes, you're so right.
Like, took Kizaru's beam like to the face point blank and is still alive to be like, yo, Bonnie, like, you gotta get out of here. So good.
And it hits too, considering that like the nothing happened scene was in context like with Kuma as well.
Yeah. Oh dude, it's Sentomaru's the homie.
But out of the flashback, we see her trying to see like what's best to do, and straight back to the Labo phase where Luffy's just still huge, and he's just laughing at Zoro. Just like, oh, you fighting? You want help? And Zoro versus Rob Lucci. Just focus on Kizaru, man. Giving his captain a man.
Oh my god. So good. And like, he's taking on Rob Lucci, going blow for blow. They're both huffing and puffing. But then, dude, like, okay, Rob Lucci just sucks. So I'm biased, but dude, this got me so hyped. He's like, Zoro's just like, if this is the best you could do, I wouldn't expect to get a shot at fighting our captain. Like, bro. Like, Rob Lucci, L after L, dude. Lost to got thrown through a Rob Lucci shaped hole from Luffy. Can't even land like a blow on Zoro.
No.
It's not canon, but like got his stuff kicked in by Sanji in Stampede, I think it was.
Off-screen.
Bro, yeah. Rob Lucci was born to take L's, dude.
An L from the number 4.
Yeah, from the number 4, dude.
Damn, SMH. But we get to see the continuation of 10 out of 10 gag, just cartoon slide whistle noise as he approaches the ocean. Just like, oh, I seem to be falling toward the ocean. And he just like flies up instead, which is like dumb as fuck. Like, I get it, he's made out of light, but like, why can this bitch fly?
Yeah, so like, is he, not to get real scientific again, but is he like, because his body is light, is he like refracting the light? Like, is he bending the light off of the reflection of the ocean to like not hit it?
Maybe?
Because we get like a swoop sound effect, and it's like, I know that he can like I mean, we know that he can fly, so I don't know, like, because I think he's done it before.
He for sure has.
Yeah. And I guess the actual, like, explanation the story gives is just like, oh, he's made of light, so he, like, doesn't weigh anything, so of course he can just, like, zip around. Like, okay, that makes sense, but
there's that too, yeah.
It's still just weird to see him, like, zoop.
Yeah.
But arms crossed, like, just straight chill. The panel where he's, like, falling towards the ocean, arms crossed, just looking up at, like, or down, I guess, at the ocean that's getting ever closer. And it's, he's just so good. Like,
arms
he doesn't
crossed.
Care. Yeah.
Oh, man. He makes his way back, does Yasakani Jewel, and Luffy sees him approach, but all the jewels, the bullets, they turn into clones of him. And they all pull out the fucking sword and start lightsabering at Luffy left and right.
Yeah. Amano Murakumo sword. And Luffy gets him with Gum Gum Dawn Whip. He gets like 2 of them. I love this. That was a hollow. Which one's the real one?
Yeah.
Like remembering
Perona?
I think that he has done this before, Luffy. Like, he's seen something ghost-like, and he's called it a hollow. He's like freaked out. He's like, oh, a hollow.
He might have. I wonder.
His knowledge of ghosts is based on...
Was it at the beginning of this arc?
I think, when they phase through the monster or whatever, he's like, oh, it's a giant hollow.
I think that's what it was. It is.
Yeah.
But he starts running away in, like...
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog legs, but in one, like, specific line. And they start following, and he's like, oh, tricked ya, Gum Gum Dawn Stamp. And just plasters through all the clones. They're all gone. And he's like, oh, did I get the real one too? An explosion happens. He gives a... What? Oh my god. Fucking turn of the page. Kizaru's got fucking Usopp by the neck.
Me. I just want to say, Kizaru, like, terrifying that he's just there holding Usopp by the neck, but he's just like, doesn't really care. Like, oh, strange. Like, where could Vegapunk be? But like, dude, this fucking, like, I just want to point your attention, folks, to the left of this panel. Look at my dog squared up, cane sword to his head, bro. Like, yo, Brook is about to kill Kizaru.
Dude, we've been saying it for so long.
Yeah.
Like, power scalers sleep on Brook.
Dude, all this time, I was under the impression, like, oh, like, Zoro's gonna use the blades to refract his light, and, like, Sanji or, like, Jinbei will beat the shit out of him. No, it's Nami is gonna use the weather power to refract his light, and then Brook is gonna kill him.
I think that the funniest thing is, like, okay, so a couple of things, right? Who is the fastest Straw Hat? Just, like, bar none, the fastest, right?
Yeah.
It's Brook.
Yeah.
Specifically because he's so light. One more thing. Who is the next funniest Straw Hat? I would say...
Behind Luffy?
Behind Luffy, right?
Yeah.
It would be Brook, right?
I would say Brook. There's never a moment where, like, the only times he's not joking is when he's taking it to Big Mom. Like,
yeah. So, like,
the only time he's not joking is when he's winning.
Yes.
I guess that's the best way to put it.
Brook has an unprecedented potential in the Toon Force.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine him doing that, like, oh shit. I feel like it's a Warner Brothers, like, vintage cartoon where they're singing like that Cab Calloway cover of like the St. Jude, not St. Jude, it's a St. Some Shit's Hospital.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
But there's like a ghost dancing to it, and like the ghost like has long legs at one point, and then like I don't know, but you get what I'm talking about. Brook has equal potential to him to access the Toon Force.
Yeah. Brook is 2 coffee mugs away from being that gif of the skeleton puppet.
We gotta get him there. Oda, please.
Yeah, dancing skeleton. Like, so good. But, no, so they're like all squared up, ready to like fight Kizaru. I do like that. I mean, I really liked it before when Luffy charged straight at Kizaru and he was like, yo, like my crew is way stronger. And like, we're way stronger than we were before.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be a walk in the park. And I hope that Oda delivers on that. Like, I'm hoping that these 3 give Kizaru a run for his money.
Right.
Because, like, I know he's strong, but it's like, dude, like, they've all leveled up so much. Like,
and it's him versus all of them, effectively. Like, Rob Lucci's still going after Zoro, but, like, all of them versus Kizaru, it's not gonna be easy.
Yeah. But, we get some good stuff. So we get the Vega Tank 8 breaking out of containment and going down so they can get out of the barrier. But very specifically, we see Sanji grabbing on. He's like, hey, wait, like, hang on, like, let me in too, Vegapunk. What's gotten into you? You look crazy. And Vegapunk is just not paying attention. He's like, don't you dare touch her, Navy. Like, hang on, Bonnie, I'm coming to save you. I won't leave that poor little child behind to die. Which, like, it's good and, like, is still confirming to me the theory that, like, I think Bonnie's original age, like, is a child.
It's possible, but
or,
like,
at the very least, her mind did not, like, her body aged up, so her body is the age that we see her at, but her mind is still that of, like, Kuma's daughter, like the young girl that, you know.
Right. There's a couple different things. When Vegapunk's involved, it's hard to say anything specific.
But Sanji specifically being there is... And now remember, this tank is going out of the Frontier Dome. So it's going down into the Fabrio phase. Like, dude, my theory has legs. Sanji is gonna hear Pudding. I know it for a fact. I don't know if he's gonna go to save her. Whether he takes on whoever's on that ship is to be seen, but
there's so much going on.
Yeah, he is definitely gonna hear Pudding's voice, and he's not when he finds out that it's Blackbeard that kidnapped Pudding, like, oh man, we're gonna get some good stuff. But
but before we get into the weeds of that conversation, because holy hell,
that could go 7 different ways.
Keeping track of
unseen
players, always a fucking thing.
Yeah.
Luffy gives us another, like, boing, like, eyes popping out. Apple Man, don't go into the open. He'll kill you. And, you know, here we go. Kizaru doing exactly that. Just, oh, yeah, where do you think you're going? Points. Luffy, eat the light bullet.
Now, I didn't realize what was going on when I first read this. Because I was like, did he jump in the way? Like, did it hit his eyes? Because he's, like, holding his eyes afterwards. Right. But then as you read it, you read the chomp sound effect.
And he just goes, herp.
He ate it.
And light springs from his fucking eyes and mouth. And he's still laughing about it.
Yeah, he's, like, screaming and then laughing. Like,
the tank still descends. Frankie decides he'll go too, tells Lilith to use the General Frankie to carry the ship instead. And we get the last page Alert, Dr. Vegapunk has descended from the labo phase. Edison's putting the... that is Edison. Is putting the Frontier Dome back up. And we get this, like... They break through the clouds, right? You see this, like, tiny smudge and a sound effect coming down from the clouds.
Yeah.
They break through, and that's then and there. Atlas says, "Attention, all pacifistas. Vegapunk has new orders. Wipe out all Navy sailors." But
Bruh.
last panel is our boy Saturn, who has authority above Vegapunk.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh my god. Yeah. So like they have to take out Saturn. So,
which is gonna be some fucking shit. Like Saturn's gonna reveal himself in this one, either directly or indirectly. Because if it's
that's what I feel.
Indirectly, that it's gonna be like, oh, they're not listening to us. What are the possibilities? Is one of the fucking 5 elders here for some reason?
Yeah.
Could that be true? And like immediately they know he's there.
Yeah.
But like,
and like,
dude,
if it's one of the, because like all of the, I forgot. I think it was Rogers Base put on Twitter that he was like, what if the egghead incident was like the opposite of O'Hara, where like the O'Hara incident was that like the world government covered up all the lore and let me find it here. Here it is.
And it all got fucking destroyed.
Yeah, love the idea of the upcoming egghead incident essentially being the reverse of O'Hara. O'Hara was classified information / history burned so it wouldn't be shared with the world. The egghead incident would be the classified information history is leaked to the world via punk records. And like if that's like the mate, like that is the thing that shakes the world.
Right. And like only one person survives in one case. Basically everyone survives in the other. It really is like diametrically the opposite.
Yeah, it's absolutely wild to think about. I don't know, like, because I'm still like, because the egghead incident, the way they brought it up was that like something completely unforeseen. This I could see being like the completely unforeseen thing happening, like that like at least the peak of the Void Century is like revealed.
And will it?
You know, and the people go nuts. Because that would also act as a catalyst for the Revolutionary Army to gain strength in.
Oh, for sure.
You know, in their battle. But like, knowing that Blackbeard is outside of Egghead, like, if one of the elders dies, I had thought originally that like, oh, like if one of the elders dies, like how would it happen? Because like I don't see Luffy. I mean, like, okay, maybe Zoro would kill, right? But I don't see Luffy like killing one of the elders. But like if it's one of Blackbeard's people, I could totally see that.
And they would still attribute blame just as easily to Luffy.
Because, again, we don't know who's on that ship, but we have, what's his name? The jailer from Impel Down, who is invisible.
Yes.
Invisible Man. And we also have Katarina Devon, who can make herself look and speak like anybody.
And Jesus Burgess.
Yeah, and Jesus Burgess, who's just like... And, what's his face with the warp fruit?
Oh, yeah,
Van Auger,
fuck.
The sniper.
So Law like might still be there. Silver Lining.
Yeah. So they could like, I could see the Blackbeard Pirates, same thing as Marineford, swooping in at the last minute to like kill one of the 5 elders, like in an attempt to maybe steal Vegapunk, and like the 5 elders, like he's just in their way, and like he just doesn't even really know or care, and they just wipe him out, and then it's like, oh my god, like. But specifically with Inviso and Katarina Devon, like because their powers are so weird, like
they could already be there.
They could already be there, and they could frame the Straw Hats for doing something. Because Katarina Devon can make herself look like anybody. Like,
true.
They know what Luffy's Gear 5 looks like now that he's in this form. Like, they know that, like, she could just take the form of one of the Straw Hats and, like, kill in front of everybody, like, one of the 5 elders. And that's, like, the, oh my god, like...
And then they become, like, Omega hunted throughout the rest of the story. But other than the Blackbeard Pirates, right? We have Kuma coming in.
Yeah, Kuma is also making his return.
Ancient giant robot. That's going to be a player in here. Caribou should still be in the Labo phase.
Yeah, Caribou is still somewhere, and I hate that, like, I am forced to keep track of this man.
Yeah, like, we can't...
Because he's also, like, he's definitely working for Blackbeard, because he's also like, oh, like, somebody, like... I have some very interesting news for somebody to learn. And it's like, okay, dude, we all get it.
Yeah.
You're working for Blackbeard. Like, shut up. We all hate you. Stop.
Shut the fuck up, brother.
But he's there. The giant robot. Like, who and what else? Call it Cope, but where's Smoker?
Ooh, brother, that is Cope.
I know it's Cope, but come on. They were on that island close by to Egghead because he was just with the children, getting them cured of their gigantivism. Like, where is he? We haven't seen him. We saw Tashigi. We saw the rest of Sword. Like, where is he? Now would be the perfect time to join in and be like, hey, like,
what's going on?
Yeah.
It would be interesting to have him witness the reality of Katarina Devon, the truth of Katarina Devon, implicating the Straw Hats and the death of a 5 elder.
Yeah.
And then just like the propaganda behind it being the last straw.
Yeah. Because, like, I know he's a part of Sword, right? And we know that, like, going forward, Sword is going to play, like, a major role. So I don't know. Because it could also be that, like, you know, because we have such high-ranking naval officers here that, like, we could also get, maybe not on, like, directly at Egghead, but, like, cross-guild intervention, right?
Oh, they will be making moves very soon.
Yeah. Like, if cross-guild moves and learns about, like, oh, like, Kizaru is defeated, or, like, one of the 5 elders is, like, captured, like, they're gonna swoop in because they're like, dude, we, like, that is the catch of a century.
They're definitely gonna react based on the news.
Yeah. Like, oh man,
dude, talk about fucking interesting times.
There's so many moving parts still. I'm hype for Sanji versus anyone on Blackbeard's crew, but also Frankie is there with him now, so I know that Frankie would be able to put up a fight too.
Bro, Sanji versus Shiryu of the Rain?
Yeah,
revenge for Absalom?
Dude. Also, like, Sanji being there is, like, a direct foil to Katarina Devon's fruit, I feel. Because I feel like no matter what, Sanji's so good at observation hockey that, like, he would know. He'd be like, no, you're not, like...
Right. Like, she'd pass off as, like, Nami or Robin.
Yeah.
And he'd instantly be like, you're fucking wrong.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I want him to take on Shiryu of the Rain. That's my dream matchup. Invisible versus Invisible. Also, I mean, this is taking it back a couple chapters, but, like, I'd have to find the picture. When the baby Jinbei is in the bubble, when he's captured, you, like, can't see his arm. It's shaded weirdly.
Oh.
And I took it as because we know that Sanji fought him and then, like, fight ended and we skip ahead and he's in the bubble now, but, like, the way his arm is shaded is not, like, dude, I think Sanji, like, kicked his arm off. Like, Because the last
Fuck
we
these
saw of
kids.
Sanji, the last we saw of Sanji was him getting the Germa eyebrow. Like his eyebrow changed, and he was going like angry Germa mode.
Yeah.
So like I could see him like blasting off, like in Germa mode, like blasting off the baby Jinbei's arm. I don't know if that's I don't think so. It might just be the weird shading, but it just like they did not show the rest of his arm, and the way it was shaded was like not like any other shading in that scene. So I was just like, what the hell?
Well, that'd be so fucking funny.
Baby Jim, that's his revenge for being 4th place. If he can't beat Jinbei, then he's gonna beat up his kid form.
Oh my god. I think that's just about all we have to say on the topic.
I believe we are on break next week.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. The Shonen Jump app does not say. At least for me right now, it does not. But I believe we're on break. So next week we'll have a fun little break week planned. And soon. I know we keep promising soon. And I'm gonna shill our second channel, our second YouTube channel. So like Paramecia Fancast is just where all the podcast episodes are uploaded to YouTube. We have a second channel that I plan to upload some more stuff to. Just like TCG stuff for now, like using that channel as an outlet for it, but then also like maybe some theories and other discussions and stuff. But I uploaded my box opening of Kingdoms of Intrigue of the 4th set, and there was some good stuff in there. I will say, watching it back, my ADHD is raging. Not in a bad way. It's just every time I pull a card, like there's one part that watching it back made me laugh because like I opened a pack, I passed Randolph, the homie. I kept going in the pack, and then you see me double back, and I was like, do you guys remember when everybody thought that Mihawk's soul was in Randolph? That's crazy. Like,
oh my god. Yeah.
That was wild times in Whole Cake Island.
Dude, our community needs to touch grass on a more regular basis. We can't be out here saying shit like that.
Our community, read me. I need to touch grass.
Yes, entirely. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah. No, but we keep saying it, and I said it at the end of that video. Soon, sometime in October, our One Piece TCG like Discord tournament will happen. I'm looking at the dates. I'll have them finalized by tomorrow to Franz, because I'll be able to see like my schedule at work, and then I can go ahead and put in to take that weekend off, and then we'll be Gucci. But yeah, definitely gonna be sick. It'll be a fun time. Random. I definitely plan soon on putting up some videos of just me playing in the sim.
Bro, we should record our scrims, dude.
Dude, let's do it. I'd be so down.
Fucking, we take time during the week.
Yeah.
Bro, do you work tomorrow?
Yeah. I do.
Fuck.
But I get out hella early, and I don't work until like late the next day, so I got hella time tomorrow. Yeah, Minecraft Villager.
Damn.
So yeah, definitely keep an eye out for that. I mean, like I said, the YouTube, I've been getting back on track with uploading the episodes. So now if you're on YouTube Music, you can find the podcast and just listen to it. It's in the podcast playlist now. So every week those will go up. And then on the other channel, probably at least for like the immediate future right now, just doing like TCG stuff, just because I'm really obsessed with the One Piece TCG.
Yeah, our fucking brains are in that. I could
Yeah.
okay. Should I or should I not put out like a 10-minute video about the meta text of Baldur's Gate 3 and just like
Do it.
related to the fucking ending? Because like, dog, I understand.
Do it.
Even if the
Drop
devs
the lore.
say, "Oh, you're wrong," no, they're wrong. I understand, dude.
I understand.
God.
Yeah, so it's some good stuff. I did upload. If you're a patron, shoutouts to the Patreon. Doing this all out of order this week. Here. You can find us on all of our social media. We're at Paramecia Cast on Twitter, Paramecia Fancast everywhere else. You can listen to the podcast as soon as it's uploaded every week following the official release. Spotify, iTunes, YouTube Music, Google Podcasts, any platform that you listen to us on, you can find us Paramecia Fancast. Any of the platforms you do listen to us on, if you want to support the show in a free way, the best way you could possibly do it is engaging with the show on the platform that you're listening to it on. So liking the show, subscribing, leaving comments, leaving ratings. Any bit of engagement really does help tremendously pushing us through the algorithm. We've said it before, but like you can search right now, listener, and this is not a flex, but top 5 One Piece podcasts, and we're always in like every top 5 list. And it's simply because of like the good SEO we have, but also like the word of mouth that we have thanks to our community. If you'd like to join the community, Paramecia Flower Capital, permanent invite links to that are in all of our social media bios and in every YouTube bio or YouTube video as well, the description. We have a wonderful community of people. Everybody is super sick, super cool. If you want to join, you literally will not have to ever worry about spoilers, because our community is like the best at spoilering everything and also shooting up flares and warnings on when the spoilers are out. There have been so many times where I've gotten a message like late at night on Discord, and it's somebody in our community being like, "Yo, beware, like spoilers are out for the new chapter," and all I see for the next day is like giant black bars talking about the chapter.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, cool. Like, you know, I know that if I know that I can feel comfortable like not getting spoiled in our chat, which is amazing. But yeah, go ahead and join the Discord. We got a great community. If you'd like to support us in a monetary way that helps us fuel and get bigger upload limits every month, and also going towards new equipment, to make the show just better overall, go ahead and consider becoming a patron on Patreon. Shoutouts to Chant, Maggie Rice, Ice Stomp, The Lost Crab Rangoon, Zach, Connor, Ashok Murthy, Corey Agra, Fuddy Clam, James Sullivan, David Brownfield, Sam Thompson, Charles Ruth, Ronald Miller, and Bandle Vandal. You guys are absolutely amazing. We really do appreciate the support. And like I said, the show is self-sufficient. We've been able to get already like a bigger, you've probably noticed, bigger, longer episodes, girthier episodes, and that's because our upload limit per month is like bigger, so we can now facilitate, you know, the tangents that we like to go on and stuff. I can't think of anything else.
Oh, I got you. I've been thinking this whole time.
Oh, the brain has been going.
So, okay, let me preface this with, Asano Inyo, or that might be wrong. Pun guy, right?
Pun guy, yes.
He does a lot of like, the way his like illustration process works has been very digitized recently. And he'll either like composite like 3D into the scene, or he'll take pictures and like edit the pictures, like run them through filters and edit them and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So ever since the One Piece live action came out, people have been saying a lot of things about it. And especially now that we know Season 2 has been greenlit, WGA got their fucking there's like a draft proposal going through. They might be in the clear. SAG-AFTRA is not, though. So once SAG-AFTRA gets their fucking shit together, Season 2 officially like good to go. right?
Yeah.
And Oda has announced, like, through announcing season 2's happening, he was like, little man Chopper, right? And people have been going crazy, like, hey, what do we do regarding this and that? Like what's gonna happen? Is Chopper gonna be CG? Is Chopper gonna be like a little kid? Is Chopper gonna be a puppet? No. We have not been considering that Chopper very well could be a Muppet, but not in the live action. We could get Muppet Chopper in the manga were he be influenced by the Toon Force.
Oh, no.
And if that comes to pass, what we will get is a 3D render of Chopper that is then filtered to look like put through like a cartoon like Photoshop filter.
Oh my god.
And then like put in black and white.
When they reveal Chopper, that we have to do that. We have to do that.
We have to fucking dude,
like the folks at One Piece, I want somebody to do the entire manga and just do that to Chopper. Like every scene of Chopper is just that.
I would love nothing more than to like I would love. Okay, actually, you know, I know a guy. Next fuck new mics, new anything. Next Patreon stretch goal: custom Chopper Muppet.
Oh my god. Custom Chopper Muppet. We're gonna commission the Jim Henson Company.
I have no clue how much it costs, but I know I can get an answer easier and quicker than most people.
Yes. Folks, it's happening. The Muppet piece is real. Real.